there's a little bit of early game aggression and like a farming jungler for the side of DCU. So I'm curious what we're looking at here. Yeah, definite possibility. Well, what we're looking at here is actually kind of nice. Shen basically wants to be in the side lane and then ult away, right? Ult away to his team. What we're looking at on the side of TUD is basically just this big ball that just runs at you and tries and kill you immediately. So Shen at that point will be either too late or won't really do enough. So I actually really like what's going on here for TUD. And they round it out with Rumble, which gives them even more follow-up. And in case a team fight does happen, a team fight to work around as well.
Yeah, so sorry about that. My mic did actually reset on the stream. It was actually going through a different source, which isn't actually connected. So that's my bad. So everything I've said, terrible. But nonetheless, Dutch, you've done a great job. You covered all the little bits. But we do have a few minutes to get back into it. We wait for the lobby to actually start now that we're finished the pro draft. So I'll go over some of the things I said. First of all, the Ramos was an interesting pick. The Rumble is going mid and set top more than likely.
Yep.
And more important, that Samira Pantheon combo, which I spoke about, is that Samira's passive and Pantheon's point click stun work in tandem so that they can permanently CC you nearly. So it's going to be a very interesting bot lane to come into. And I'm looking forward to seeing what this bot lane can do with it. But it'll take a couple of seconds. So, Dutch, looking at that draft, who do you think comes out with the edge?
It really depends because we need to be looking at what do these lanes want to do, right? We're looking specifically towards Draven. Early game, realistically, we should see a lot of focus on that lane to get that Draven ahead, to make sure that that Draven gets his gold stacks. And then we can look at what's going on afterwards. And from looking at a Shen and a Diana, it's probably going to be that 1-3-1.
Yeah, the late
Right?
game does look... It looks good for them. Okay. I'm just wondering, this mid game from TUD with the Rammus, Rumble, those Drakes should nearly always go in favour of TUD here. Because Rammus, Samira, Rumble, Pantheon, they all have ways of getting over there or getting in there or starting a fight quickly. While on the other side, it's like Nautilus has to land the skill shot or drop the ult. Graves has damage, yes, but how much can he really put down in the mid game if he doesn't get ahead, say if it goes even? I think there's more available for TUD in the mid game, and then Shen will be a big one late game if he can get around and help save that wasted effort on Draven. If he can get onto that Draven and keep him safe from the Rammus, that's their win condition. If Russick on the Diana can get into the back line, okay, there's another one, but like there's still so much available with the Set ult, the Rumble ult. Samir's going to be able to ult, and they need to be able to CC lock her. It's a very, very interesting draft, and I'd love to see if these are like comfort picks or if they've practiced these comps. If they've practiced it, that is going to be an insane comp coming in from TUD.
It will be. And I actually genuinely do like TUD's options, like you were saying. Even in the mid game, they can do a whole lot. I think the one thing they should get outshined is that specific early game bot side matchup, right? Um, and then we can talk about, is this Graves gonna look towards that Draven? He has to set up on the Nautilus. He himself doesn't do a whole lot of setup, but I think it should be enough to actually get some kills going. And well, at that point, is that enough to snowball and win this game? Because I think mid game is going to be very difficult for DCU. I think even late game for DCU is going to be very difficult. Maybe the Shen will be enough, but they're going to have to wait and see if that actually works out for them.
Yeah. So predictions, I'm going for TUD. I think they have a slightly better draft if it's practiced. but I'm not going to write up DCU Titans just yet, because that Draven can just become, we'll say, the Hans Sama Draven. Is that the best person to go for? Hans Sama, maybe? We'll see.
No?
No, well, relax now. Relax.
Okay, fair enough.
Right, so we will be back in just under 3 minutes. See you soon. Welcome back, one and all, to the game between TUD and DCU. We were just about to get onto the Rift. Dutch, are you ready for the game?
I am so ready for the game, and I'm even readier now with these camera angles setting us up for the hype that is about to happen. Beautiful stuff right here. Excited. Yes, it should be a volatile matchup, especially in that bot lane. I'm hoping to see a lot of action, as we see a lot of pings do come down as well. And it should be a close one, I think. I think both of these teams are fairly close in what they want to do and what they want to achieve. And they are just stacking up around this bottom lane push bomb. I don't think they're gonna find anyone anyway.
No, it's going to be nice and quiet for the start, I believe. Not going to be too much going on. I don't think anyone's really face checking to a Rammus. That's just... It's not the best choice to go for. But nonetheless, they are going to set up nice and quick. They should try and get some deep vision here just to try and see where Berserk will be starting on this Graves. But stepping away. But I was correct in saying that it was going to be the Rumble mid. It was Matrix going to be taking that one. Still a bit of a weird setup though. I don't know why he's gone over towards that blue buff. It's not like 8 minutes. You can't be taking that on your jungler yet. Not yet anyway.
They were expecting an invade, so they were just doing their due diligence, checking if any shenanigans were happening. And I'm actually really curious where this Graves is gonna start, and from the looks of things, he's gonna start bottom and work his way up to the top side. So bottom lane action.
And there we see that just the pure damage you can do is Rumble coming in. That isn't even overcharged. So a lot of people haven't seen Rumble in a while. When the bar goes yellow just underneath his health, that's when he does extra damage. So you got to keep an eye out for that. But Matrix already getting that push in. Will have the priority in the mid. So we should see an early gank coming in from the Graves, yes or no?
Not in the mid lane, that's for sure. I'm hoping to see him move towards that bottom side, but actually, Matrix finds the jungler, puts a ward down, knows exactly what's going on, trying to steal it, but doesn't really get it this time. Has to walk away, needs to be careful though,
because
Diana
flash burned already.
Is gonna be coming, yeah, flash gonna be burned. Matrix has to make sure he gets out of this one. Bit of an over-aggression from his side.
Yeah, that's a little bit too much coming in already. That's a sad one. That's that instant stun coming in, but they have the level 2 and wasted effort.
Returned by Redneck actually.
Swap straight back to mid lane instead. That's no problem. There was just a really nice trade going on in the bot, but the level 2 advantage was there for the Draven. So that combo didn't quite work out there for them, but they're going to get that health back. With the Conqueror as well on the Samir, like that health, once you get that combos going and you get those style points as they're called. Oh, look at that.
The knockup is just so disgusting, man.
It's the way you're kept in the air, and also Black Shield doesn't negate it, which is another thing. So you can't just pick Morgana into it, people. Trust me, I've tried. I've asked. It doesn't work.
What if you succeed at first? What if you...
If you get hit by, let's say, a Leona E, you won't get immobilized in Black Shield, correct? But yeah. Samira can still knock you up.
Disgusting.
It's busted. It's broken. Stop making ADCs that aren't ADCs. Thank you.
Junglers are actually gonna meet each other by the top side scuttle. Just Looper joining them in this fight. Let's see if actually anything is gonna work out of this one. Still fighting over the scuttle. Busek on the sideline, making sure nothing too crazy is gonna happen.
Yeah, like Wacker deciding not to go for the flash taunt there. He could have, but he decided against it. They could have actually done a lot more there, I think, because Matrix isn't in a position to come and follow. Very low, no flash, burning it early like that. That could have been a very nice roam coming in from them there, but they do get the Scuttle Crab in the end, so I guess it's good.
Good indeed, as Facebreaker does come down. However, Clown immediately responded with as the jungler comes to join this fight. Haymaker keeps him alive for a little bit longer. Wecker, however, still healthy enough to survive this one. TP response from Mihal. Not gonna be getting the kill on that one.
Yeah, no, going in for that one there. The TP being used. Matrix is kind of like using summoners like... Oh, never mind.
Other engage in the bottom lane, of course. Reduce all the damage. A lot of damage does come down. Steve Knight is gonna be taking, excuse me, flash for flash, or just a flash of Nautilus.
It's been 4.5 minutes and no kills. This is very surprising for us. Usually we'll have like at least 2 kills by now, but as I see Rosado going in again.
Yeah, again and again. This time, no knockup gonna happen though. Response with the Dredge line didn't get blocked. Goes fairly low. He's gonna be forced. Wasted effort walking forward all by himself. They take a lot of return damage. There's the Rammus. As Wusek as well with the Lunar Rush with the flash. Doesn't matter. It's gonna be first blood 4 roadblocks. Homie in the top lane is fighting. Wrecker wins that one in the meantime.
I think I'll have to bite my tongue the next time. We did get 2 kills by 5 minutes. Very nicely done there at the end, but I have to say that was a very interesting trade in the top side. Wacker definitely taking a massive advantage now, especially in the CS, and getting that kill. Looper looked like he had a chance there to win that, but turned around very, very quickly. And in the bot side, the Rammus coming up clutch. I did say that it wasn't great, but my mic was muted, so I could have just played that one off. But nonetheless, the Rammus is an interesting pick, and it is working out for him right here, picking up that kill onto the Draven, reducing those stacks. So hopefully we'll get to see how many stacks he has over the course of the game. But that is a big change in that lane, and it's going to work out very, very well if they can keep that Draven down and not let that big cash in come in. I completely changed the economy in the bot side.
It really does change the bot side a little. It also makes it so those dragon fights gonna be a bit more into the favor of TUD. However, it got returned top, and that means that this Shen should be freed up a little bit more to use that Stand United or push out the wave and then go from there to help with these fights. So it's even out a little bit in that side.
Yeah, and as I've been looking around, just seems to be a massive discrepancy in more of the top side of the map. It seems to be going a little better, and then in the bot side, the farm advantage is massive for wasted effort, but we see Matrix going aggressive, again using the ult.
Yeah, a lot of them should not equalize the wrong way around with Rusek. No real escape just yet. Stand United gonna be used. Be engaged, not coming out from Rusek, however. And that means that there's no further kills from happening.
Yeah, the Diana holding on to the ult there, it was only level 5, I believe, at the start of that, so Matrix had a big advantage there from not roaming out to that bot fight, but here we go again, Roblox.
An immediate stun knock-up, lands as well, and that's another kill going over to this Rammus, making sure that he was on the map even before this Grace has anything to say.
Yeah, the Armadillo really coming up clutch here, and it looks like a Mountain Drake going over as well. Which will work even better in their favour, especially for the likes of Sett and Rammus. Like, that's going to make them even tankier again. Obviously it's not going to be a soul for that, but nonetheless, it's a nice little pad of stats, so they can maybe go for a little bit more damage now. But you see it making a difference already. Looper seems to be winning these fights now, even down an item. Or a component, yeah. I should say.
We were talking about it, that Stand United needs to be used for that dragon to make it even out a little bit more, but Stand United was used already, Draven got picked up, so anything that basically could go wrong, went wrong in that fight as Looper finds another trade in the top lane. Yeah. Well played from TUD all around, actually, making sure that there's no surprises happening and securing that objective for himself.
Yeah, and as we've seen, all in coming in from Rusek here in the mid lane, going...
Yeah, Rusek does go in, uses the ultimate as well. Does he have the damage to deal though? Finally gets it, Luna Rush used ultimate as well.
Oh, Looper going aggressive here as well. The gang coming in though.
The stun, Showstopper doesn't stop the show just yet as the flash away to safety from Wrecker. Make sure that he stays alive for a little bit longer, and does Berserk have enough damage to deal with Looper? I don't think he has the Haymaker, does not. Goes down.
As we go down to the spot side again, another fight breaking out.
We keep going, we never stop in these lanes. A nice hook on Risotto makes sure that he goes low, but not low enough for a kill. No ultimates available yet for this bottom lane.
Wasted Effort does have the Whirling Death here and could choose to try snipe off Risotto, but doesn't know if that big shield is available. The thing that makes Pantheon these days is the fact that he can block so much damage, and then combined with Samira with that spell shield that's AoE, it is going to be a difficult lane to try to get that ult off for Wasted Effort, so we might see some cross-map snipes, but now that we have a small break from the action and Dutch gets to have a little drink of water, we go back to just kind of the general lane states, and that top side is heavily in favour of Wacker. Now he has got that kill, he can hold that lane insanely well, and then Berserk coming up to pick up that second kill is going to put Looper behind even more in that XP. Actually, he's up in XP, strangely. What?
Just about vibing with those two. He'll use his ultimate as well. Wrecker still has it available, but in the meantime, in the mid, we do have an equalizer, but I don't think enough damage to finish off the kill. Looper going in deep, a lot of means to do damage to him. Spirit's Refuge, however, stops a lot of damage.
Still confused about that top side, but Matrix going in onto Berserk here. Might be an ult coming in as well.
Stand United, I don't think can be used because everyone is on the top side. In the meantime, Berserk flashes away. Rusek still to safety. Wecker was alive, but got chased by Roblox Homie and Looper. So the map play all around is absolutely beautiful from TUD.
Yeah, they're moving around the map insanely well, but here we see
Lane, another engage. It's gonna be the ultimate, the knock-up. The damage, will it be there? Drexline connecting. Toucheridis needs to get out of this one alive, and he was gonna be used. Stand United to get a bit of extra health. Taunt onto Rosetta, and that will be 2 kills going over to the bot side. A response from DCU, and a good one at that.
Yeah, and the cash-in comes in for Draven there. We can't actually check how much it is right now, but I'll try get it. Yeah, 163 extra gold is all he got. So nothing too impressive. But nonetheless, he does get an extra 163 gold. That should be the Rift Herald going over to the side of TUD now as well, as they seem to be focusing that as the top jungle. But Berserk is walking over to check this in time. Can it be stolen? No. It will go over to the Rammus.
Facebreaker also not connecting, so Berserk gets away out to safety, but that bottom lane basically resets what we were thinking about earlier, right? This Draven needs to be ahead. That has happened now. He should get more items, stronger items, and that could mean a snowball from the bottom side. And Drake as a response to that, right?
Yeah, he's up 600 gold now on to the Samira. So Toucheridis has fallen behind just a little bit. But we have to remember that like that 1 kill is worth so much more gold to him than anything else. So that 600 gold can be converted into a BF sword, which will make it nearly even in the lane. But he does have that Fam Scepter, which keeps him alive for a little bit longer in that lane. They also have Summoner advantage and a gank looking to come in.
Yeah, this Berserk on the sidelines.
4 of them.
Also Rusek available. He doesn't have CP. Use it to go mid, push it out. The pink ward available in the river, so I don't think this is gonna work out for them. They're really looking to force this. Ultimate available for this Nautilus. Whirling Death as well, Moonfall as well. So is the collateral damage. Hook missed it, however, and now they know what's going on.
Yeah, this should be an interesting one. I'm just kind of looking around the game state, and there's just so much that's not being. This actually could be an engage here for Rosado.
Yeah, Redneck in a lot of trouble. Kills not going over as the Herald spawned in mid, making sure that those plates go to the mid jungle duo. TUD.
Yeah, no, we're coming up to the last minute of plates now, so it would be good to use it as soon as you can at this stage. So just the denial. It's such an interesting game to watch because I don't know how Rammus should play around the map and where he should focus and what he has to him. So this will be a free Drake going over though, and a nice fight in the top side.
Yeah, good fight making sure that Shen cannot join on this one. Haymaker doing a lot of damage, but the Shadow Dash itself stops it. Showstopper being used. Wecker and Looper just brawling it out on this one.
Oh!
Tiny Shoe is gonna win this one. Wecker flash response and a Facebreaker to make sure that Shutdown goes over to Looper.
Very nicely done there by Looper. He's coming back in that lane, and he's... As I said earlier, I was looking at the XP, and then I saw that Wacker was down. I was like wondering how, and it's just... He's just been around for more waves, Looper, and you see that converting.
Really
that was weird. I was looking at that Q, and I was like, did that connect, and is that going to be like a double E connect onto Matrix? But Matrix does have a very nice control over this midsection. Completely dominating it here, and I'm very surprised. I haven't seen Rumble in so long, and it's nice to see it coming back, but like I'm so used to it being a top laner, and seeing it in the mid lane becoming this AP heavy bully is just... I'm not used to it. Okay, Dutch, I don't like it. I don't want it to come back. I don't want it in my solo queue. But as you see, Wacker coming back. Massive trade. Oh.
A lot of damage does come down. Will be enough Berserk ready to join in on this one. Has the collateral damage for himself as well, and should be easy enough to pick that one up. Haymaker doing a little bit, but not nearly enough. Top lane seems to be the focus of this game.
Yeah, both teams seem to be up to that side more, but the one gank Roblox Homie did bring down to that bot side was massive, so I'm hoping to see Rammus come back down there. I'm not sure at what point Rammus becomes like the unkillable Armadillo King. Like, is it like when he gets Thornmail, when he gets that Dead Man's, when he gets... the magic resist, but the ult does come in from Risotto.
Risotto and Matrix was on the sideline. How did he even get there? I did not see that one TP was used, so I'm gonna take a cheeky wee guess. What a play from TUD.
Yeah, nice, quick, not even able to give Dutch the chance to shoutcast it, just shout that it happened. It was just so quick, very, very well done. What's next though? Like they've got this kill and they can't even push up. Rustic is just holding it. It worked, they got the kill, but they need to be able to push something off of that, and they have to be thinking like another step ahead instead of just kill this, okay then what do we do? They are getting vision control around that Drake now, so it's not too bad, but I think they need more. I think they need a lot more.
I think for now this is all they are gonna get as Looper and Wrecker again in a brawl. Doesn't matter, it's gonna be mid lane fight. Matrix flashes away from the danger. Berserk taking a whole lot of damage from that Flame Spitter. They both flash behind him, but Berserk should be able to get out of this one. The Rolling Armadillo, however, has a stop to say at once. Shutdown going over to Matrix, making sure he gets a little bit of extra pocket cash for himself. And that means that that gold lead is gonna be extended. Facebreaker lands in the top side. Haymaker is still available, but when is it gonna be used? There it is. Didn't do a whole lot of damage, however. As Looper and Wecker, Wecker living up to his name.
Yeah, exactly. Like I was waiting for someone to make the joke. I just didn't want it to be me this time. But
needs to be careful. What a block from Matrix! Making sure Roadblock's homie is not gonna be. Excuse me. What a block from Roadblock's homie with the roll out, making sure he doesn't get followed up on.
Yeah, the roll really is like a signature of the Armadillo, and it's so irritating, especially if you're a Tristana player, because it'll actually stop the jump. Even if he's just in it and you're landing near him, it'll just stop your jump, and just that slow afterwards is so debilitating. It's just, there's nothing like trying to kite and then getting slowed and your attack speed slowed and everything's just backwards and you just hate yourself. It's like the Malphite E. It's just the worst. It just feels bad, man. It just feels bad. There's no need for it. But we'll go back to just a quick recap. 2 Drakes now over to TUD. An Infernal Drake as well available. And I was talking about this, that the mid-game spike that they have is massive. They know exactly where to be, how to play. They're only taking small skirmishes, picking up a kill, another small skirmish here. But it's working for them. So they've picked up the Drakes. They have one more. They do have a certain amount of setup available. They do have a couple of vision wards. They're going to contest this as well, like, oh god.
So much damage that Liandry's already completed for Matrix. He can just walk towards anything and just melt them. As that Herald's going to be picked up, there's a lot of options for them. They can play around the Drake, spawn the Herald, pressure mid, everything should be theirs. As Dutch Venus, be a little bit careful from wasted effort. He still has a lot of damage himself with that Bloodthirster also.
He can 2v1.
Very good stop from Dutch Venus. That ultimate does a lot of damage and the follow-up gang is there. Redneck being taken down. That's a double kill going over to the scaling ADC.
That's just... It's just that mid-game spike I was talking about. They were everywhere. They went from Rift to mid to get mid tower to Drake to jump from Drake into bot to get 2 kills to go back to Drake. Just that mid-game movement, that spike, that power coming in from the choices they've made, and I gave less credit to the Rammus than I should. Like, Rammus, okay, new best jungler in Ice. End of. I'm saying it now. If you pick Rammus, you win. End of, okay? That's how it happens. Happy?
Perfect. Works for me.
Does it? Because it'll never work for me.
That champion is busted. I don't know why anyone wouldn't play that, but here we are, 2-on-1 on the map. We're nearly getting to that 20-minute mark. A lot of items being completed. Going towards a second item for this Rumble, which is basically the perfect spot where he wants to be. Even the Umbral Grave completed for this Pantheon. Make sure that there's a lot of map pressure around. And I think even if they have to set up in this mid game, it's gonna be a lot of damage for this Baron if they want to secure that, but gotta see how to play around that for now.
I don't think an early Baron would be the best choice right now for TUD. I think they're better off waiting around, getting a couple more picks, keeping the vision up and waiting for that Drake. We'll wait.
A lot of action happening around the map. Wecker gonna be knocked up, taunted, pulled back by the Facemaker from Looper. Uses the flash to get himself to safety, but that is one fast armadillo chasing you down. And a showstopper to finish it off. Looper picks himself a second kill, but there is Wusek. A lot of damage up and down. Moonfall.
Oh, Matrix.
So much work for them. He gets one, not gonna get a second, and Matrix followed up on that one, making sure that Berserk goes down, and it is so rough.
Rammus is just chef's kiss. Rammus, best champ. End of. Just the unkillable Armadillo King. Roblox homie is just part of the gang now. Just it's working so well. He just catches everything. I'm not sure if this is a signature pick of his or if he just said, okay, well they have all this AD, I may as well take it anyway. But it's just working out so goddamn well. Like even his farm numbers. Like if we have a look at the gold graphs right now, he has a 1,200 gold advantage in the jungle. It's 1,000 in the top. It's 2-ish thousand everywhere else nearly. It's just Graves is meant to be one of the best junglers in the current meta, and Rammus is making him look like a little girl. It's amazing. Like I haven't seen anything take down one of the top 3 junglers as well as I've seen Rammus do it. And as I said earlier, he's got his Dead Man's Plate now. He's going to be even faster. Next is going to be the Randuins, the Tornmail, stuff like that. It's going to be incredibly hard for his team to make. Never mind.
Yeah, it's gotta be super hard. Risotto finds another one. Collateral damage does near to nothing. This Matrix finished this one off, and Drake spawning in about 2 minutes, so there's nothing they can do around that, but I expect to see a lot of vision being thrown out around Baron with the freedom.
I'm demanding an ice chef's kiss emote soon. Just for every Rammus pick there is, just in the chat. But nonetheless, Baron, nice and easy start. They've made their couple of picks. They've got their vision control. It's going to be incredibly hard for them to steal this now. Rusick can try for something, but it's just there's not enough there for them. As Rusick is going to go in and attempt it though.
Oh, he is going to have an attempt, but the Showstoppers to do a lot of work. Equalizer not hitting a whole lot. Baron secured, however, by the side of TUD. The fight continues as a lot of
dead.
Down. They do so much. That mid-game spike still not over yet. It's gonna be almost an ace as Berserk just spawned off, but this game is all for TV to take.
Yeah, just transferring that mid-game spike into a mid-game lead into a late-game terror. Look at the Rammus, the charge, the moves. Okay, stop. Never mind. It's not Faker. Nearly. I can't get over this Rammus pick. I'm so down for it, but nonetheless, the rest of the team. Touched Venus and Risotto in that bot side, keeping that pressure up, keeping that Draven down. Even though he did pick up a slight advantage from a gank or two, still in this game doing exceptionally well. Matrix on that rumble, dishing out insane amounts of damage. All around this team has been doing exceptionally well. The top side will ignore that. That was a 1v1 slugfest with the junglers coming in every second kill. It was just an amazing lane just to play, I'd say, as the guys. I say they're having great fun up there hitting each other. But other than that, this jungle and mid, Matrix was all over the map, roaming into the jungle at level 1 even to stop Berserk from taking Raptors. Did lose the flash, but on the next set around, Matrix teleporting to the top side, helping out there, moving around the map. Their macro control as a team was insane. That is a big ult used right there though, but Looper.
Response here from the side of DCU, but Berserk goes down, immediately picked up by with the Showstopper. Wusek doesn't have anywhere to go, and now it's all up to the bot lane, who cannot respond either. That shield blocks all the damage that they were trying to do, and Redneck with the blast band and the dump should be picked up pretty surely. Risotto finds himself another stun, and Torture Venus finds himself another knockup, and it should be game for the side of TUD already.
Yeah, that should be the end of that game and the end of this amazing pick. I don't think they'll be getting Rammus again for a little while, hopefully. Or maybe they won't pick as much physical damage into it, but nonetheless, a very, very good game coming in there from the side of TUD, and looking forward to what they're going to be able to do in this next game. but overall exceptional. And we will be back in a couple of minutes for game 2. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, everyone. We are going to get straight back into pick and ban 2 of the TUD versus DCU Titans game, and looking forward to it. Dutch, what do you think of that first game?
Exciting. I loved the Ramos pick. I thought it was great. I thought the Rumble was very good. The whole team comp as a whole kind of worked well together. And I'm curious what the adaptation will be, because clearly there was a lot of struggle around playing against the Rumble, and I think the Rams as well, right?
Yeah, the Rumble was definitely a signature pick there for the mid lane. Matrix looking very comfortable on that. We'll ignore the early flash at Raptors and just go into the rest of the game, because they really did have a good control in that mid section. And then on the other side, we had genuinely, they just kind of didn't play the game. They kind of just let it happen to them. There was no real play that we can think of when we went back that brought them forward as a team. So as we get back in, not many changes coming through. The Castle, the Thresh, the Yasuo. It looks basic enough so far. What do you think DCU should take away now?
Well, I'm curious what the second takeaway was. So I'm gonna wait a little bit, and it didn't lock, so we'll have to wait and see what it was.
Yeah, Morgana.
So if it's the same band. I don't for the life of me remember what their third band was last game.
Was
which
it
could
LeBlanc?
mean that it's probably up for an option to change that one out, as the Warwick gets chosen by TVD to be taken away.
Yeah, so another very simplistic jungler band there. So maybe they're thinking, well, we've shown them a secret strat now. So maybe DCU are going to play Warwick. Maybe they're going to play something like that. But we do see the Rams taken away. It's an okay ban, you know? It's okay.
I like it. I very much like it. I don't think LeBlanc is something you can blind pick anyway.
How did you not get the okay joke?
Oh my god, shut up.
There we go. Yeah, there we go.
Shut
It ticks.
up, man.
But it's the Orianna being was the other ban that they didn't ban this time around. So Orianna has been taken up by TUD there, and that is a very, very good pick for them.
Yeah, immediate team fighting power up and available for this composition. So I'm expecting to be building that we see something either as a ball carrier or setup where she can follow up on, and that we have a very, very strong team fight to work around. Kane being hovered and locked in.
It's the TSM speaker. No.
It is very much comfort. It is very much comfort for Berserk. So I don't dislike seeing this, and we see a bit of a flex pick at the end there for DC Titans.
Yeah, the Lucian, that is very, very good. It can work well into the Orianna, no doubt about it. I am worried though to see what they're going to pick into that. So Wukong is being hovered right now. I do like the new Wukong. I think it's busted if it gets ahead, same as every champion, but like that double ult can be detrimental to a team fight, and adding that with an Orianna ball can be really, really strong. So that stealth ball could be a big play coming in here from TUD Apes, and this, I think that might be just what they need, and that's an interesting one.
What I'm seeing here is pure focus on a team fight. All they want to do and accomplish here is team fighting. Orianna, Wukong, Samir all do a lot of AoE damage. And on the other side, however, we see a lot of basically dueling champions, right? The Kayn, the Lucian, the Aurelia, 1-3-1 is probably an option for them. And I'm kind of curious what they would look for to run both of these comms out.
Okay, so what I'm thinking in my head is they want to like solo a target. They want to find picks, solo them, and eliminate them quickly. The only problem I can see with that is though, if they just group and force it down mid, you have to respond. Aurelia will not take towers quick enough, and I don't think Lucian will be in that solo lane if that's the case. So I am genuinely shocked to see what is going on. They are going to take away that Diana though, take that away nice and quick, and the Ornn ban coming in. If they're going to focus at top, they're going to need to take away that Shen. Yeah, so Shen, one of the biggest ones at the moment. What's the last ban? Did they take away the set? Do they not hand that one over? What's the idea here? Like, this draft has thrown me for a loop. They've both shown their cards in the first kind of set, and now they just have to try draw the right cards after this to make the comp complete or counter the other one. What are you going to do to counter the split push now that Shen's gone? a much better draft this time coming out from DCU Titans. I think they have a game plan now. I'm looking forward to seeing what they can do with it.
Well, both of them have a very well. They both have a game plan, but it's just very different. But I particularly would be looking for these U Titans is disengage, and well, there it is, I guess. Tahm Kench, bit of peel. It doesn't really give disengage, but it peels your carries and makes sure that as soon as a team fight does hit, if you're outside of it, then you can save one of those carries. And then, well, Seder, what is the next best thing to roam around the map if you don't have a Shen?
Galio?
Close.
It's definitely Galio.
Close.
But no, the Kled is a very, very good pick. I'm just going to say this now. And unless you're in the highest, most top tier of competitive League of Legends, Tahm Kench support is not a good champion. But of course, we're talking about Ice, so we are in the top tier of competitive League of Legends. So of course it's okay to take that here. But nonetheless, a Victor coming in, I'm really hoping that's a Victor bot, because that is something I have like a 90 something % win rate in the bot. I think it's really, really underrated. And if you play that with the defensive capability of a Tahm Kench, I can't see it going too badly for them. I think they could actually win with that itself. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to seeing what they can do with it. It should be mid lane, and it should be Lucian bot. So what lane do you think is going to be the biggest advantage coming in now for TUD?
Well, for TUD, I think the bot lane, if that is going to be Lucian, Tahm Kench against Samir, Swain basically controls that lane by himself, making sure that the range advantage is all theirs. Samira, Lucian, both are really low ranged ADCs, and Tahm Kench, of course, doesn't have range himself. So I'm kind of curious how that lane is going to work out. I do like the Victor pick, because that gives them something to scale around. Those 3 items that he's going to hit, that upgraded hex core that he's going to use, that gives them a lot of damage in the later stages of the game. And it kind of compensates of the lacking range and maybe even the lacking team fight that Lucian has. So I really, really do dig that Victor pickup at the end.
Yeah, it's a good pick. I don't think it's going to work too well in the kind of mid Drake Fiesta section, especially since there will be Russick taking this into the mid lane. So as we have a look around, I don't think they can force heavily onto the Drake with this kind of comp, especially with the Kayn. You're going to want to be roaming around getting those stacks, trying to get your form as quickly as possible. It does look like it's going to go into that mid lane. So with the Kled, the Swain, that Orianna with that ball where you can control zones and areas, I'm more confident that they can control that Drake on the side of TUD than DCU, and that is what became a really bad detriment to them in the first game. They lost all the Drakes, all the neutral objectives were nearly taken by that Rammus. So Roblox Homie once again has a slight edge when it comes to that mid-game fight with the way his team is built on and around him. So I'm looking forward to seeing what TUD can do with this kind of advantage that they have in that Drake fight area.
And interestingly enough, as soon as the skirmishes go later into the game, we still have that team fight prowess that Orianna, Wukong, and Samir bring to the table, right? It is gonna be harder and harder to get on top of that team composition. However, I think their side lanes are a bit better to play around. I think Aurelia can do fine into Orianna if you play it well. I think Victor can do well into Kled, again, if you play it well. So there's a lot of options there, but we need to see them execute on those side lanes and not just stick around objectives and make sure that they can get hit by 20 ults at the same time.
Yeah, the Swain is something I want to watch more intently in that bot side, because me being a bot laner, I've seen a lot of Swain support. Add that to a Samir that has that extra root. There could be a world where Tahm Kench can't protect you. Because I feel myself that Tahm Kench isn't a great support. I play him top lane, so I know what he can do. But I just feel like that bot lane will go more towards that Samira. I think she just has more in her kit. But we are going to go to a quick break. We will be on the Rift in less than 3 minutes, and we look forward to seeing you there. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the final game of the series between TUD and DCU. Looking forward to getting back onto the Rift. And as we just get in, Dutch, how are you doing?
I'm still doing fine. I hope you're doing well yourself, and the viewers at home, of course, as well. Enjoying this series as much as I do. An insane game 1, and this time looking at a little bit different, a bit of a longer timer set for TUD to make sure that their comp hits the appropriate power spikes for the team fighting prowess that it's looking to have, and the same could be said for the side of DCU, where they have that Victor, they have that King, who, you know, in the early game aren't going to be doing too much work.
It's really weird looking at the map from this angle, knowing that we'll never be able to see it from this angle. Does that freak you out a little bit now? Because we play, the way we play was opposite, like.
Looks like Smite a little bit.
Ooh, don't be saying that. It's a nasty game.
That is rude. I think the game is great. Doesn't compare to the beautiful game that is League of Legends, of course. And I say that very unbiased. I do not play League of Legends at all. I don't have thousands of hours. Addicted.
I haven't ruined relationships because of League. Not at all.
Well, to be fair, I was outside of League, but who knows? Maybe League had a part of it.
Oh, I've lost so many friends because of League.
Oh,
they keep inting my lane. They deserve it.
You aren't the problem at all.
No, not at all. Stop inting. Nonetheless, though, as we do get into the game, we're having a look down. We did have a small chat about a couple of the lanes, but I want to pick your brain because I think you should know more about this than I should. If you were to Kled into the Irelia, what would you do? Would you go hard, or would you... Oh, never mind. Looper's answering that question first. He's going hard.
Yeah, Wecker actually does have his passive stacked up, but takes a lot of return damage for himself. And as you can see, that previous wound stops a lot of the healing coming down from the already up there.
Yeah, okay. So, I wish we could see the Irelia passive ourselves. It would help out a little bit more. But, it's an interesting lane for me because I haven't seen Kled played in a little while. It's been kind of like that C tier pick. But as we do have a little look around, he seems to have a decent kind of standing in the lane. He doesn't have a lot of health, but he does get back down to that, like the Scarl. Scarl is the name of the mount, isn't it? Yeah, it's Kled and Scarl. Kind of like the Nunu Willump thing. But look at that lock up again coming in. Samira, very, very strong. And Dutch Arena seems to be very, very comfortable on this champion as well.
Trades in the mid lane all around as well. And, well, Samira, as a champion, skills a lot throughout the game. You know, you have that AoE potential that does a lot. The reason when you E, as soon as you're late into the game, there's more options to use bot there. So you have a nice dodge from Looper. Okay, I like that. That was really cheeky then.
Yeah, he's doing a nice little bit of damage there and burning through those corrupting potions, but already obviously taking that inspiration tree, getting those bonuses from pots, and taking the biscuits as well, looking to survive that lane for as long as possible, knowing that eventually she will have to roam and move around that map. And Wacker has been known to TP early as well and move around that map, especially on the last game with that Shen. So looking to swap it up this time and give DCU more of an advantage, be more of that fighter type of champion, and I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do on it, because Reddy is quite a strong champion.
I mean, it's really, really strong. She doesn't provide as much in a team fight as, for say, a Kled could, or at least at the start of a team fight. Kled, of course, with that charge, make sure that if you want a pick, you can get it.
Oh my, oh my.
Oh, the never move is actually beautiful. The knock up afterwards as well. Ignite gonna be used, but it's not gonna be enough. Surely stays alive. Vision of the Empire also not gonna make sure to secure that.
Yeah, an interesting one nonetheless. That was a very, very good trade, and that's one of the things I wanted to talk about when I was speaking about Tahm Kench, the highest tiers of competitive. Once that W goes down, it's very easy to get traded on, and Lucian here just not respecting that coming in, and
there it goes again. Every single time that never move hits, the knock-up follows up, and the damage is just really, really easy afterwards. That's the lane that we're gonna be seeing, and we were talking about it before. Not a lot of range as we have a fight in the top lane. Looper versus Wecker again, whacking off at each other. But no kills coming out of it just yet.
No, not just yet, but an interesting matchup nonetheless, and looking forward to seeing what they're going to do. coming into that like first item, second item, and as we have a quick little look around, we haven't seen much happen in that mid lane, but they both seem on high health, farming well. Both of them have recalled at least once apiece, and I'm looking forward to seeing what the first kind of gank is going to be. Will Kayn be forcing maybe the stack, or is he going to look for the kills and help his team more and hold off on maybe getting that red Kayn, or maybe going for that blue Kayn and going for that assassin style and putting more of that fighter style into the side of DCU?
Well, seeing that there is a Conqueror, I'm expecting it's gonna be more of that beefier Kayn. It's very good into the Swain, into the Wukong, and into the Kled as well. Another never move again. His follow-up CC is there as well, but not enough damage just yet. Needs to offload items to really push through this Tahm Kench.
Yeah, so nice little trade coming in there. The bot lane does seem to be heavily in favour of the Samira side. I'm looking forward to seeing them kind of try fight this back, because Wasted Effort, although farming well, is falling behind slowly. Does have those biscuits, but is burning through them, and just even the health advantage coming in on Touch of Venus is immaculate. So I'm hoping to see Berserk, maybe if he doesn't take up that Drake, and he is going for that Drake actually, and he has been spotted on a ward as well. As we see, there is one in that death bush, but no contest coming in right now. Maybe just giving it over, giving them a taste of what they didn't get last game, you know? Here's the first Drake in 2 games, guys. Congrats. But the trade coming in.
It's a fully stacked. Looper goes fairly down low, but he still has a lot of damage. Work with himself. Matrix joining in on this one, but he's gonna be too late. Doesn't matter. Looper does it all by himself with the shotgun.
Yeah, perfectly done there, Looper. Just cleans up the kill, nice and easy. There's not much else to say. That was just a very clinical start. But we have to talk about that item for a second. That Randuin's, or not Randuin's. Oh my god, my brain. The start of Bramble Vest, that's the one. Jesus. You'd swear I wasn't playing this game for like 8 years. You know what I mean? Like that everything just left my mind all of a sudden. I even nearly forgot my own name. But no, they've done a lot of work there, stopping that regeneration coming in from the Conqueror, and picks up a nice plate there for himself. Shoves that wave in. Wacker will be in time to pick up the XP and most of that farm. Aurelia farming under towers.
He's fighting a beauty. Actually hits with the stun. Ultimate comes down, but does he have the damage to finish it off? His Q is not available. Finally, this Looper goes down in the 1v1.
Yeah, it comes back. Wacker does have a massive CS advantage as well coming in, so knows to take the trade, knows he can win it. Very, very well done. And if he shoves this wave back in, Looper will not have TP to respond. So really, really well done there by Wacker, and that's going to be a big advantage coming over. Berserk was even on that side of the jungle, able to come and help him. Just, no, I've got this. It's good. You don't need to come and help. So already out of the gates, DCU looking a lot better than they did in the last game.
For sure, and that resets the top lane side as well. Aurelia a little bit better in those 1v1s, and now especially so that CS doesn't really compensate that kill anymore. C is just ahead. That makes it so much easier to win those 1v1s the further the game goes on. And I'm curious to see if, you know, jungle pressure is going to be on top to help settle the lane for Looper, who doesn't have flash available, and neither does Wacker. So opportunities available for both of these teams.
But I do feel like the advantage is more in the hands of Roblox Homie. A lot more setup and a lot more available. But that, look at that trade coming in once again. It's so quick that there isn't time for the Tahm Kench to respond and eat the Lucian. It's just so fast. It's either the Tahm Kench has to play on top of the Lucian, make it even harder for one of them to dodge the skill shot because one of them will get hit, or they have to stand separate and parallel, which is the basis of how you play bot lanes. You play parallel to your ADC or support.
Oh, you missed the stun.
Yeah, nearly got it. But if you're not playing parallel and you have to play on top of each other, it's harder to miss or harder to dodge skill shots, and then they just can't play the lane as effectively. It's looking dire down here, and Wasted Effort can't quite put that pressure. I'm waiting for that ult to come in from Tahm Kench, bringing in something to come help that lane. Go sit in the tri-bush. Call Berserk down. Get in behind them. Do something. Because if you don't, that lane could fall very, very quickly.
Yeah, that lane looks like that. If there's no help every single time that Never Move lands, there is of course the follow-up Wecker and Looper. We have a bit of the same story as last game where they're just trying to
Trade
fight
coming
each other.
in. Oh, the ult
The
failed.
jungle pressure Berserk looking for a topside needs the charge away. So Looper still gets the safety.
Yeah, no, that was just classic Kled things. Like, Berserk has been sitting up in that top side for a little while too long now. And I don't know if they have what it takes to crack that top side. But Wacker says he can do it himself.
Everything's gonna be used. Ultimate and Wecker just picks it up. Matrix, however, excuse me, make sure that it is gonna be responded immediately. Also, Roblox Homie was in the top side where necessary, but it's looking rather rough for Looper.
Yeah, Looper not quite getting the start that we wanted there, but here comes the ult coming in from Roblox Homie. There is no response though. Can he get it?
Storm still. Second part of the cyclone comes down. It is gonna be close, but Roblox Homie picks it up for himself.
Yeah, very, very nicely done, and he does manage to get one kill. That could turn the game around now that he has the advantage over Berserk. Berserk not getting any closer to that form. This could be the TSM Kane. This could be the form after 15 minutes. This could be a very, very sad game if Kane can't get the form, because that is where you spike with your damage. That's what you need to become a Kane.
That does make sense. Do you really want to play around that?
And as we go back, the fight comes in. Wacker going to go once again. Looper falling so far behind here and won't be able to stay in this lane for much longer. It looks like a dangerous one. And look, the trade comes back in and Wacker just working a way around and takes that kill nice and easy. And as we see, Touchaween is coming in, but it is a 2v3. The ult comes out, but only one target available. And that should be the kill going over Berserk. It does go over and wasted effort. Kiting back from Risotto, using that Swain ult. Well, as we do see coming in, Roblox Homie coming onto the back. This could be a clean-up. One kill for Roblox. Coming in for number 2. That taunt bringing them away. Number 2, the stun, the kill. Another one, that presence of mind, keeping him alive. And third. That is a triple kill coming in for Roblox Homie. And that has taken all the bread out of me. Take it away, Dutchy. Oh, so, never mind. Wacker's coming in again. He's gonna... Will he be able to clean this one up? It is a 1v2. He does land the stun onto one. Does get the reset and a 700 gold shutdown. So that's 1000 gold over to Wacker. And he will slowly step away and Risotto will survive.
So, 4 for 4 trade in the end. What does this mean? Irelia is absolutely busted fat. She got 1 kill on Orianna. She got the shutdown on Wukong. Has so much damage, as you can see, 2.2k ahead of this Kled. We were setting up this 1v1. This Aurelia needs to be in the side lanes. She can be in the side lane against literally anyone at this point. It doesn't matter who's gonna be there. She can be with the team fights even if you wanna go that way. And for now, that might be a good opportunity. Yes.
As we see the massive ult coming in there from Matrix, and as we see them hitting over, they do need to walk away, but the Kled ult is coming in. They will chase this one down. He dives straight into the backline, but gets stunned immediately by the Aurelia. Redneck is sacrificing himself for the team. That is a single kill picked up, but that is both Drakes going over. And we will have a mountain map.
Drake for a kill, not necessarily worth there. It's gonna be the support that goes down as well, but like I was saying before, Aurelia is completely unlocked. Super far ahead. She was in a team fight as well, and if anyone wants to focus that Aurelia, it's gonna need 2 or maybe even 3 people to put around that map. So a lot of pressure will go over to that side lane wherever Wacker is gonna be, and it's gonna be so hard to slow that down. What TUD wants to do now is they want to slow down the game, make sure that this Aurelia is not going to be super far ahead anymore, and then start team fighting when 2 item spikes, 3 item spikes get hit. That Samira especially wants the 3 items so she can live steal off her ult and still do the damage that she needs to do in those team fights. But for now, it's going to be hard because this Aurelia is just constantly going to be knocking on your doors like, oh, that's 1 turret, oh, that's a 2nd turret, oh, that's 1 kill. And that's not what you want to see.
No,
it's gonna
not
be
at
very,
all.
very difficult.
One thing I did see in that bottom fight that I want to touch on is the fact that Samira did get the ult off, but Kayn ulted the Samira, and that does change the game state a little bit, I think. Because then she's not getting as much healing and as much damage down. But Wacker in a 1v3 will not be able to survive this one more than likely, but does land a 3-man stun. Is looking for that one kill onto Matrix, but won't quite get it. Roblox Homie is the shining light right now for TUD. And he has to be the one to kind of carry it home. Matrix standing a little bit too close to that swipe there. That could have been an interesting one.
Lucky he survives it, and that does mean that they get the shutdown.
They get a nice Rift Herald as well.
For sure. Wecker, I think, shouldn't have been there ever. I know that Berserk was there, so they probably were trying to get something going on that one, but bit of a miscommunication. That means that the Herald is there. No more plates, so you can really see what you want to do with it, right? You can push it mid lane, so this Victor doesn't have the free skating that he has. And it opens up the map a lot more. I do expect them to push down that mid lane. And another option would theoretically be bot lane. I think you just stay away from top as much as you can, especially if the Aurelia is still there. And Looper, of course, secured that tower by himself. So that's not really needed at that point.
No, it should be a nice and easy clear here for Wacker just to walk that in. But the big thing I think I want to like pick your brain about is when they use this Rift Herald, is it best to try break a tower and then reset a couple of lanes, or should they try force another fight? Should they try force another bot lane fight like they did before, where Roblox Homie could come in and clean that up with a triple kill? If they had dropped Rift Herald there, for example, they could have got nearly 2 towers. So is that the plan, or are they going to try play around, let's say, another Drake and then drop it, or drop it before? What do you think they should do with this?
Well, I definitely do not want to see a fight just yet. We see a Roa on Swain, which is crazy to me, because that just screams we're gonna scale into the late game. We have a Sheen completed on this Wukong, so it's probably looking for the Trinity Force. A lot of very, very strong item spikes. That Orianna second item, also very important, do a lot of damage. Wait for those spikes. You do not need to fight before that. If you see a free lane where you can spawn your Herald, that's a very good opportunity for you to do so. Get that free gold. The second thing you can do is get pressure.
Here he goes, they're going in. Roblox is getting a bit of poke down there, but he does half health Redneck. And here comes Rift Herald. This is going to be the push for a tower, maybe into 2, to try and force that Drake, because that will be up in 1 minute. So are they going to get that for even? Okay, they do actually hit. They missed the opportunity to get that tower down before the hit. So now they have to force this one harder and hope that the Rift Herald doesn't quite get it. The ult should be available for Redneck here. He should be trying to ult someone into that back. But as we see it charging up, ready for the strike. Yeah, okay. The TP coming in. The ult coming in from Matrix on the Berserk. The Berserk will need to run away from this. And the Drake is up. Oh, she does actually flash for the kill. Risotto in a bad position here. Wacker coming down. This is the problem. This is who they need to be able to kill. And Wacker looking to reset. This one goes for 2. Gonna reset, grab the ult onto another. Goes into the back. Picks up another one. And Risotto goes down on the back as well. 2 wasted effort. And that's a quick 3 kills picked up there for DCU. And just 1 more available there for Matrix onto the Kayn. So it didn't look great, but the Drake will go over as well. So I think these, our TUD, need to be picking something up. They need to be moving around the map a little bit better. Looper was just not a part of that.
Yeah, remember when I said you don't want to fight just yet? That's what happens when you fight. They were totally spread across. Didn't have the items yet to do the damage with themselves. So really missed opportunity to just use that Herald to create pressure and then rotate towards Drake, get the vision, wait for someone to pick them up afterwards. Yeah, I'm not really sure what happened there. Maybe they were just over eager to try and make something happen, try and force something happen, but they don't have to, right? They have super good skating on their side. They could just wait this out for as long as possible and just look for these opportunities, either by a pick with the help from Fled or an insane team fight with the wombo combo they have created for themselves. Decide to overforce on the top lane.
Looper going for the 1v1, not realizing the Berserk is just around the corner. They do end up disengaging from each other, but nonetheless, like, Looper has to be insanely careful how he's playing this right now, because he is holding onto his tower, which is good. Their macro control right now, TUD, is very, very good, but they need him to stay alive and not be forced into a TP to that top side, because Baron is up. If he is forced to TP back, they're going to focus him down and then go towards the Baron. Or they're going to wait around, go for that Drake and force Looper to TP that. He needs to have that TP to get around and help his team right now. Same with Matrix. They need to play as safely as possible and stop getting picked off. They seem to get picked off by Wacker more than anyone else, and it's really worrying right now because I don't want to have to keep saying it, but Kayn doesn't have form.
No, he does.
Does he have form? Because on the he has when Conqueror then. Okay, it's just a client bug then. He has went for Rast though, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, it's just I hadn't seen him in a little while and I lost my mind because I'm used to the summoner icon changing, because it usually goes towards one or the other.
No, I don't think that works in Spectate, but
okay, he has. Perfect.
Yeah, okay. One more thing One more thing I do want to note is that, you know, because they lost that fight in the bottom lane way back, that means that is soul point for the side of TCU. That forces everyone to fight around that Drake. And you probably think that is really bad for TUD, but TUD want to team fight. They want 5 members just stacked on that Drake to make sure that that combo lands, the damage is dealt, and win afterwards. They're not behind in gold, so that's not the issue. The only one they need to be careful of is Wacker. If they can deal with him, the team fight should be very easy for themselves.
Yeah, and as we have to look around, we're just going to have a check on whereabouts the fight will be happening, and it should be around this Drake. We have 2.5 minutes for it though, so it's going to be like a poke fest right now. It's going to be up to the likes of Risotto to try get in and grab that never move and grab someone and pull them straight back in. And as we see, Redneck moving off to the side here to get some vision around the jungle, try to keep those lines of like, it's kind of like the artillery line. Like if you stand in front of this, you will get hit by something or other. Looper right now is still going to engage straight onto the Kayn, who should be able to just ult away from this one, and Redneck going to be able to come in and eat him afterwards. But Roblox homie coming in around the flank, he's going to get that big ult. He's got 2 of them, but he's in a bad position right now, and that ult coming over from Victor just zapping away at them, and that's 2 big abilities used. That's a bigger ult though from Matrix, and as the follow-up comes through, it's only Touch Arena's getting 1 set of auto attacks off, and here comes Wacker coming into the backside looking to get those resets. Does manage to take 1 down, but Samira just ripping through the team, but it's just not enough. As we see, we go back into it. Looper has remounted and is looking to go back in. This could be a big win here for the side of TUD as they pick up the rest, and quadra kill coming in for Matrix. And what a strange fight that was.
That was an absolute mess from both teams. I was gonna say it, that was not really what I would like to see with both of these comps, over forcing in their top quadrant of the jungle, making sure that the Cyclone hits, which was good, but there's no one to follow up. Then afterwards, the Shockwave.
Yeah, I know.
But there's no one to follow up. So what do you do afterwards? You try and kite them out, try and win the team fight. Samira, even though she died very early on, completely won them that team fight, using the Infernal trigger to basically damage everyone around her, making sure that the health bars were low enough for the rest of her team to finish it up. Very well done by her, but really messy stuff from both of these teams.
Yeah, I was about to say that myself. It's just like Roblox homie, big ult, no follow. Matrix, big ult, no follow. Touch Arena's big ult, and then they followed. And then Matrix somehow, as like the 1 utility press R champion, picks up a quadra kill. Just how? Just like how did that happen? But we can see the effectiveness of these big AoE ults coming in. Like Risotto got that ult off as well, another large chunk. So we can see the difference between this duelist style that's trying to team fight into a team that didn't team fight well, but is built to team fight. So that AoE, that circle, that area of effect you have as these champions making work. And Wacker did go in and get a couple of resets off, but it wasn't enough to win the fight. And as we go into this next one, what's going to happen next? Roblox going in with the combo coming in, the 2 ults connecting, and Matrix absolutely destroying there. Everyone is falling apart, and this is the team fight we were on about. Looper onto the backside, but wasted effort, and Russick will just escape with their lives, and that was the combo I spoke about in Champs, like that stealthed ult coming in from Matrix and Roblox homie, just ripping the side of DCU asunder, and this is the time where the late game scaling comes in. This is where the mid game doesn't matter as much.
Absolutely disgusting from me how, excuse me, Matrix. Oh, I need to stop doing that. Matrix and was homie. They are starting Baron. I don't think there's gonna be any response that is gonna continue. I was talking about it, you know. Yeah, it's Dragon Soul, but does it really matter? No, because there's gonna be 5 people on that dragon to respond. Perfect, the team fight, exactly how we like it, exactly how we imagined it was gonna be. They get a Baron out of this, and now they're completely in the driver's seat. 4K up on DCU, Baron up and available, side lanes pushing in or being pushed in. They're set up for victory right now already. I don't think there's gonna be a good response to the team fighting prowess that TUD have for themselves right now.
There is no possible scenario in which a team fight should be won by the side of DCU. TUD should be able to win all these team fights just on the basis of their champions. It doesn't matter how skillful you are. You could be the best Aurelia in the world. If any of those AoEs hit you, you're done. Because you don't have a cleanse, you don't have a way of stopping it. So at some point, something will CC you. You have Looper. It is an AoE ult, even though it only hits one person. If you're the person in the front, which you should be beside Redneck, that's you getting CC'd. Next, Roblox homie, massive AoE stun coming in. Everyone can get knocked out by that, and there's 2 of them now, and the clone. So that is way too much CC coming in. Matrix with a stealthed Orianna ult. That can do massive damage to you if you get caught in it. It's just there's so much available, and as we see there, Aurelia in the front getting completely and utterly destroyed. And that's 2 ults down. Risotto going in just as well to help, and it's just really, really difficult. And Risotto going to slowly burn away there to the Victor ult, but does manage to get out with the speed from the ball coming in from Matrix there. It's really hard as a solo duelist champion to do a lot here. Very, very well drafted again from TUD.
Yeah, that team fight showing its prowess. It's easy to execute, it works well. And they are, you know, executing as well after some hiccups along the way. Yeah. The ultimate's available, so it could be a response from DCU, but for now it looks like they're just trying to take their time. Keep in mind, this Victor is still kind of a ticking time bomb, right? You can have a lot of setup with that Aurelia, with the Vanguard's Edge, or the knock-up from, let's say, the Blade's Reach. So there's still options and opportunities for DCU, but it's just very, very hard to get to that point where you get that team fight, you get that big AoE damage. He's 1 item behind, like completely on Matrix, probably 1.5.
Considering it's a Victor item, it's probably more as well, because he doesn't get any unique passives, the same as like Morello. You don't really get grievous wounds from anything of Victor's, you know. It's a... The best way to put it is you're now a champion because you have that Victor Hex Core upgrade. So, like, I've always said this whenever anyone asks me about Victor, I think he shouldn't have to build boots the same as Cassio because he has another item already. You know, so as you see, Risotto's going to throw a quick couple of trades in there after Redneck. Victor is incredibly weak because he has 1 less item at all times compared to everyone else, because if you don't have that item, you're not Victor. You don't have that extra disintegration ray coming in to slice a little bit more. The gravitational pull is not as big and it isn't as fast. He's incredibly weakened by his enhanced abilities. So if there was another way to build around Victor, like Kha'Zix has the kind of, as you level up your ult, you get an extra ability, you get to evolve, same with Kai'Sa at certain thresholds. Attack speed, you get the stealth. AP, you get extra damage on the W and range, and then Q, you get more missiles if you have more physical damage. Victor is incredibly limited by that, but his base damages are incredibly high. I do not agree right now with him going Lichbane on this item, but as you see a quick pick coming in, Redneck does flash to escape. Matrix coming in to try to get some more damage. Roblox homie going in with the ulti, but not quite connecting, and Rusick looking to try to throw this one around, drops the ult, drops the Qs, drops everything, and just not quite enough. But wasted effort coming in with that ult on the other side. Wacker has a great opportunity here, but does get CC'd immediately and blown up by Roblox homie, and that is a massive kill coming in from Touch Arenas as well onto wasted effort, and that is a free Drake given over because they just weren't quick enough to get into that fight. Berserk was just not a part of that.
Yeah, Berserk trying to get out. Got one knock up. Of course, not nearly enough. I was thinking about what can TUD do now to accelerate their lead, to try and finish out this game. Well, clearly it is another team fight. What other answer could we really expect here? Just team fight your way to victory. Nice little ball delivery system from Risotto and Matrix.
Oh, he does manage to pick up a kill there, but he's going straight into 3. That's not where you want to be. When the ult comes through, this could be detrimental to the game state, but he's putting massive damage back out onto them. This could be the turnaround. DCU trading 2 for 2 so far. Well, 1 for 2 so far. Rusick still putting out damage. Looper being dismounted there, but this could be big if he can get the shutdown onto the Orianna. But Looper coming back. If he remounts in time, this could be another kill for Looper. But wasted effort is coming in on that backside. He has to run away. The pings are coming through. They're pinging him away from it. Rednex still wants to go forward. Tam Kench is hungry. Got the knife out and everything.
He surely had an acquired taste for Kled.
Oh, Lord. Oh. Sorry. Oh, my God. You physically made my face cringe. Oh. It's like eating a lemon when you're a baby. Just... Christ. Acquired taste, really? Nonetheless.
This is why I don't do color. I just say things like that and then
I love it nonetheless. I love
it. But yeah, Christ for the mess yet again. What this does mean though is that this Baron not as easily accessible for TUD as it was before. Of course, they're still ahead, so 5k up, so team fighting is an option. Going to that Baron is an option. But instead of them just walking in and winning straight up, they get slowed down by a fair bit. So they need to wait now, they need to find another pick or another team fight and then work off of that. They cannot just waltz their way to victory. They need to play it a little bit more careful. I'm curious how they're gonna look for that opening, because surely at this point DCU is not gonna walk into them.
Yeah, and just a very quick start up here by TUD and force them over to the Baron. It's an interesting one because there's barely any vision available for the side, and Wacker and Looper are in a fight on the other side. This looks close. Wacker holding on to any ability he can. He's trying to regen using the... Does he get the remount? He doesn't. There is a trade gun over there, so they've taken away Rusick, but Looper has went down also. Roblox Homie does get in with the knockup, and now we see the Samira passive coming in. That's a quick double kill over. But Baron not taken, so it could just be an inhib here, but that was a very, very good fight coming in. And Looper unlucky on the other side not to remount.
I think they're looking for a finish here, really. It's 30 seconds on the Victor, 30 seconds on the Lucian. So they
not with Aurelia available. Aurelia can come in and clean this, I think.
Well, Inhib goes down. So they take the free objective. Baron's still up. It is warded this time, so I'm expecting to be an actual response from DCU. Last time they didn't really have an idea until the
oh, they're setting up a push for it. They're watching them walk in. The pink has been spotted, but there's the pull, there's the knock up, there's the clean, and oh, the combo is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
Not allowed to walk.
There's no reason for Samira to keep you in the air. Like, what? Why? How does that champion do that? She has a knife and a gun, but she can hold you in the air.
There's just 4 circle ultimates on the side of TUD.
Yeah.
Only Kled doesn't fit.
Well, he has a trident, so he has a cone. Put it that way.
That's not even close to a circle.
Rusick out ult is to try steal, and it is actually stolen by Berserk. He does actually get into the pit and steal it. That's massive there for the side of DCU, but Looper coming in straight onto the backside. The fight will not continue, and that is a massive steal coming in. They are equal in level, but nonetheless, Berserk keeping his team in this game. How did he get that one?
I'm sorry for distracting for the most important part. I did not expect the steal to happen there. No due diligence from TUD. It is Kayn. He's probably the easiest jungler to get over wall and get back out with that humble trespass. Goes in, gets the smite, and it does mean, like you were saying, this is absolutely huge. This could bring them back to the game, gives them a lot more time to, you know, wait for the Victor to try and start doing damage. He's working towards his 4th item now.
But like, as we go back to Champ Select, we were talking about their win condition for this team is the split push, giving Wacker, because he can now win that 1v1 into Looper and consistently do it. This is the split push that they need. This is what they want. They want Wacker to be able to take down those side lanes. They can no longer just give over lanes. Like, look how quickly he's taking down that tower now. This could be massive. They could even give over the Drake if they wanted to and not fight for it.
Dragon Soul is actually gonna spawn, so I'm curious what the response is gonna be.
The TP coming in as well onto the back. This is going to be another combo. Roblox Homie going in, and then we see the E coming through. Rustic has went down immediately though. Wacker onto the backside though. It's a 2 for 2, and as we see the combos coming in, Looper the only man left alive on the side of TUD, and that's the triple kill for Wacker. So they made it back in. They made it back in. DCU have done it. They've waited out long enough and then stole a Baron to get back into the game. And now their comp has excelled past the mid game into their late game. They've got their 3 items, they've got their spikes. Even with Russet going down early in that, they have managed to actually defeat the teamfight comp using that Baron. Very well done.
What a mess.
It's a messy game, but if you win a messy game, it's a GG easy no matter what.
For sure, but I just have to look at TUD, and of course all the respect for DCU for keeping their cool, stealing that Baron and getting back into it. How do you mess up this badly? They were trying to overforce those 2 ultimates, walking all the way forward to try and get that combo. Didn't work out, so they immediately lose. They were too far forward, get whacked out by Wacker, and then they just lose. This is exactly what you shouldn't be doing. You have all the time in the world. Your ultimates do not connect. Walk back out. There's a lot of disengage for yourself. You have Looper, who can use the ultimate to get themselves a speed up. You have the Orianna,
Oh, they're going for a death push. Wasted effort. Touch of Venus is slightly out of position here. The flash coming out just instantly. But, yeah, as you're saying, just... Oh, Wacker coming in again. That could be the knock-up onto Roblox Homie. That's another quick pick. They can't be getting caught like this. He knew they were in that jungle. Tahm Kench ulting in to try catch out Rosado. Not the greatest Tahm Kench ult. And I know about them myself, but still nonetheless they can keep forcing these waves in. And it has to come down to a nice pick. Rusik flashing to go in for that, but he could get caught out here. That could be detrimental to the team. Does use the stopwatch. Rosado caught out on the back line. The big ult though coming in from Matrix, and that could be a throw. Wacker trying his best here. Does get taken down by Rosado on this swing. Still ulting there. Berserk not quite healing enough. Another big throw. They're just throwing back and forth. This is a game of